May show up late, but you're always on time.
Hey, may not come when you want it, but he'll be there right on time.
Praise him.
Herb know what I'm talking about.
Obviously. Actually, we're live on YouTube straight from the hip. We're live on Facebook straight from the hip, and we're live on Big Herb versus the Sports World on Facebook as well.
Hey, Big Herb versus the Sports World.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
We out here everywhere.
Who's winning that battle, Big Herb versus the Sports World? We can't hear you, Herb. I think we got you now.
What's going on, Tom?
We still don't have Herb.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes,
there
you do.
we go.
There he is.
So who's winning?
Who's winning, Big Herb versus the Sports World?
I never lose.
Never lost. Undefeated.
Never lost. You ever see a grizzly bear fight Michael Jordan?
For everybody listening, we're going to chop it up about Aaron Rodgers and the latest drama with him. But if Aaron were to retire, what would he rank amongst the all-time greats for you guys? DK Metcalf under the 100-yard dash. What's all the fuss about? We got Tim Tebow is back. I mean, I feel like he didn't even leave, but I guess he's back on this one. Some various other NFL topics. WNBA. What's it going to take to get you all to watch the WNBA? We got J. Cole playing for Africa. We're going to talk about some ballers that are in the hip-hop realm and vice versa. And then the part of the show I'm waiting for, really, is we've come up with lists for the 3 things that MLS would have to change to get Coach to watch. And then at the end, Coach will let us know what 3 things will take for MLS to get him to watch. And I already know, I think I know the answer, but I'm going to be intrigued to find out what it is when we get there. So we damn near got a packed show. So, I mean, at this point, I mean, let's let a couple more people get in there. While they're doing that, let me go ahead and start the theme music, and we can roll with the show. That good?
All right,
everybody?
let's do it. I'm excited.
Good.
Play the clock. Oh, you already know what it is, man. Ooh and Jay, they coming through. Straight no chaser. Straight from the hip.
Straight from the hip, don't need no script, just need a microphone. My man Coach Boo gon' take you to the entertainment zone. They got the stats, the this and that to keep this show on point. And when we're done, we have some fun and rock this funky joint. So if you will, sit back and chill, give us a chance to show ya. If one of y'all would like to call, we'll talk just like we know ya. We take control, then start the roll, and then there ain't no stopping. It's time to dip straight from the hip. Hey, yo, let's get it poppin'.
Hey, welcome to Straight from the Hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from the great Imperial Palace of Black Mania. What's going on, Big Herb? Talk to me.
What's going on, fellas? Another great week.
We about to find out.
Yes, indeed.
Always with us, we have Mr. Big Herb coming from the chocolate city of Washington, D.C.,
Yes,
where
indeed.
he reigned. Big Herb versus the sports world. Is that it?
It's the people. I like to go versus the people. You guys are giving me more ideas. It's not a final copyright, so I can change it later.
I hear you. And of course, reigning from the kingdom in Loganville, Georgia, we have Mr. Travis Butler. What's going on, Travis?
I don't live in Loganville. I live in Tequila. But hey!
Whatever.
Hey, guys.
And I see we have Mr. Richard Hood. What's up, Tom? Miss Annette Hood is here. Miss Ham. Hey, Miss Ham. How you doing? And Mr. Butler, of course, from Charleston. Welcome, all you guys. Good to have all you guys here.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Real quickly, for those who live in this area, my birthday bash is kind of taking a little bit of a turn. We're going to have movie night on Sunday instead of on Monday. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more before we get off the air. And I'm going to send out that to everybody. We're looking forward to having all you guys come out. We got T-shirts. We got wristbands. Yeah, I got one of the wristbands on there with the SFTH on it, straight from the hip. You can see right there underneath my, there you go. So like I said, we plan on having a good time. So we're going to have everybody come out. We're going to drink a little bit. We're going to have some conversation, enjoy ourselves, get to know each other a little bit better, and we're looking forward to it. So I'll be this coming Sunday night at the Horizon Arena Tavern over here in Swanee, Georgia. And I'm sure that the Hoods and Miss Ham and Tom works there. So we're pretty excited about that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's get this thing rocked off, get this thing going. Gonna start off talking about Aaron Rodgers. I think he is right now arguably the talk of the sports world. And, you know, we're not going to talk about all the yakking going back and forth and this, that, and other. The question that we want to ask is that if Aaron Rodgers decides I'm done and he decides he's going to retire, where does Aaron Rodgers rank as far as the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL? And you know, obviously, you know, is he going to be a Hall of Famer, things of that nature? What would happen with Aaron Rodgers' legacy if he decided that I'm done, I'm going to take my $240 million and just go, and I'm not playing football anymore? We'll start off with you, Irv. What you think about that?
For me, obviously, I believe he's still a Hall of Famer. You know, in my opinion, there are a lot of guys that people put in their top 10 right now that I wouldn't even put close. The Terry Bradshaws, the Joe Namaths, and those type of guys who's done great playoff wise, but when you look at their career success during the regular season, doesn't even remotely get anywhere near where Aaron Rodgers was. Mm-hmm. But for me, I probably would put him somewhere in the top 10. I would have to do a thorough look into that. But for what he's done so far, I can easily put him in my top 10.
Okay, here's my thing. When you say the top 10, then I'm going to have to ask you this. And I'm going to get to you in just 1 second, Travis. Would he be in your top 5? Because the top 10, I mean, would he make your top 5?
I would originally say, just off the top of the head, if I could put him in the top 5, it would be 5.
Okay, that's fair. That's a very good answer. I like that answer. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that sometime. Travis, what do you think, Travis?
No, I have him in my top 10. I was just kind of looking up some stats. He's top 10 in passing touchdowns career. He's number 11 in total passing yards. So he is in the top 10 for me. I probably would not have him in the top 5. Just off the top of my head, I can probably think of just a few guys. I would put Peyton Manning over him, Tom Brady over him, Drew Brees over him, possibly a Dan Marino, even though Marino never won a Super Bowl. He's still got better stats. So, you know, and that's just off the top of my head without even, you know, looking at stuff. Brett Favre, I would put above him because he's better stats and won Super Bowl. So he would not be in my top 5, but he would be in my top 10 all-time greatest quarterbacks.
Okay, before I jump all over Travis, let me say happy birthday to his mother, because it's Travis's mama's birthday right now, and so let me say hello to Miss Butler. Mr. Butler let us know this is her birthday, so happy birthday, Miss Butler. But Travis, you crazy as hell. I mean, how you gonna sit here and put doggone Dan Marino in front of doggone Aaron Rodgers? Dan Marino's ass couldn't damn run sideways 3 yards. And you talk Aaron Rodgers is a damn dual threat quarterback, can run, can throw, got all kinds of agility, escape and rush. Dan Marino ain't ever escaped a rush in his life. And I already told you about these stats. Y'all clean these stats too much. Y'all got into this money ball thing. Everybody wants to always go to some damn stat book to talk about who's better than somebody else and all this over some damn stats. If that was the case, Russell Westbrook and we're gonna talk about this in a little while.
Mhm.
His ass will be the GOAT, but over Michael Jordan and over damn LeBron and everybody else, we be talking about damn Russell Westbrook. So I don't want to hear about no stats. The bottom line is this: I go by the eye test, and I've been around a long time. So I saw the Terry Bradshaw, the Roger Staubach, the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Brasky, and all them jokers. Ken Stabler. Some of y'all say, who is that? Don't even know who Ken Stabler is. The Snake was one of the best quarterbacks of all time back in the day. But I'm going to tell you right now, Aaron Rodgers, to me, he's in my top 5. I'm going to tell you right now, from what I see, and Travis, you said Drew Brees? You would put Drew Brees in front of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That had me thinking, too.
Travis, I'm just telling you this. I know why you're a soccer fan now, because you don't know what the hell you're talking about football. If you would put Drew Brees in front of Aaron Rodgers, that is absolutely insane.
Career passing yardage quarterback.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
And above him by over 30,000 yards.
Okay, so, and?
He was able to play 20 years.
Exactly.
That's how I look at it.
and he shouldn't have played the last 5. We know that. I mean, I've been complaining about his ass for at least 5 years. So take 5 years of them stats off of there, because that was a bunch of bull donkey.
Okay, then if his last 5 years were bull donkey, just to quote you, his stats would still be better than Aaron Rodgers.
And I don't care about no stats, Travis. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I mean, shit.
I'm that guy.
Look at the division he's playing in. Who the hell is he playing against? Atlanta? Carolina?
You want to talk about who the hell they're
Tampa Bay? Tampa Bay has been trashed
the
for the last decade until Tom Brady went over there. Tampa Bay has been terrible.
And I mean,
when you ain't playing nobody, you should have good stats. When half of your season, you playing a damn junior high school caliber teams.
The Lions.
I mean, you got to be kidding me.
The Lions. Are you kidding me?
What about the Lions? What Lions?
Aaron Rodgers gets to play the Lions twice a year and the Vikings twice a year. Their defense hasn't been anything special.
Man, the Lions and the Vikings would stomp a mud hole in everybody in the NFC South. The Falcons and all these other sorry-ass teams. And you know that. Don't act like you don't know that. You crazy as hell.
So you're telling me the Lions are a great defense?
I'm telling you the Lions are a better football team, period. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's why the Lions make the playoffs every year, huh?
Because it ain't just about that. That's what I'm saying. You doing that whole money ball thing, sitting up there talking about how many yards. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I've had him in my top 10. Of course, he's one of the best quarterbacks.
But you invalidated that when you said you would put Dan Marino and that you would put Drew Brees in front of him. That invalidated every damn thing you said.
Wrong.
That's terrible.
You just said the Lions were a competitive defense and that he should get credit for that he got to play the Lions twice a year.
About being a competitive defense. I said they're a better football team than half the teams in the damn NFC South. That's what I said. I'm talking about Tampa Bay, who've been absolute garbage. I'm talking about Carolina Panthers, who, other than having to run at the Super Bowl that year, have been no good. That whole division sucks, other than the Saints. That's it. And the Atlanta Falcons, I ain't gonna talk about.
You hate the Falcons, but let's all remember they made the Super Bowl and the playoffs multiple times while Drew Brees was in the NFC, the NFC South. The Carolina Panthers made the playoffs.
But again, Travis, that is the weakest division. You should make the playoffs in that division because all the teams in there suck. So you should easily make the playoffs.
With Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay should make the playoffs every year because that division sucks worse than the South does.
So Travis, let me. I'm gonna calm this down a little bit, and I'm gonna ask Coach a question. How do you feel about Peyton Manning?
I'm not a Manning fan. I can tell you that right now. I ain't a big time Manning fan.
So the only reason I brought that up is because let's look at the division that he played in, and why I never add Andrew Luck into anything as well.
There you go. I'm not a big. Anybody knows me knows I'm not a big, and I can't stand Eli. But now I give Manning his due because he lasted as long as he did, and he did throw a lot of balls and this and the other. I mean, he'd be about my number 8 too. That'd be about where I put Manning. I know a lot of other people gonna put Manning up there in the top 5. I'd be damn if he be in my top 5. Now Joe Montana might be in my top 5. I might put Joe up there. Because again, Joe is a scrambler. Joe can move around. Look at him right there. Dan Marino ain't never done that in his life. Dan Marino couldn't do that with a damn bicycle.
Aaron Rodgers. So then that knocks Aaron Rodgers down a peg too.
Dan Marino couldn't move around like that if they gave him a damn bicycle. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You crazy as hell talking about you would put some damn Dan Marino in front of Aaron Rodgers. You crazy. Drew Brees either.
Sorry.
I had to calm down, so I had to get me a little go-go juice. Try to calm myself down. That's gonna make me have a heart attack on this show. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Sitting up there talking about some doggone pudding. Man, you crazy as hell. That's about right. That's about right for Montana, Jay. I give Montana probably somewhere around. He's somewhere around 4, somewhere around in there. I mean, guys, the thing about it, we know it's unfair when we do this because you really can't appreciate somebody like Bart Starr.
Right.
You can't really appreciate them old cats because the game has evolved so much. When you gonna tell me like you have an old man on here now talking about Y.A. Tittle was the best quarterback ever of all time. You really can't compare Aaron Rodgers to Y.A. Tittle and all those guys like that. Some people like, who in the hell is Y.A. Tittle? But that's what I'm saying. You can't really do that. But if we did, Aaron Rodgers beware. I ain't trying to get that from Travis. All right, let's move on. And but let's talk a little bit more about Aaron Rodgers. Let me ask you this: is he a first ballot? Is he a unanimous Hall of Fame pick? Irv.
Absolutely.
Travis.
First ballot, absolutely. I don't know if he's unanimous just because I feel like there's probably some old man that goes, no one should be able to make it, on their first try. So I don't know if he's unanimous, but absolutely he's first ballot.
Now, if he was a running back or wide receiver, I would agree with you.
Okay.
Well, I think Travis knows that. Travis got an uncle that's on that board, in there picking, who's just like him, hating on Aaron Rodgers. So that's probably what that is. But anyway, I think he's unanimous. I think he's first ballot, and we'll see how that works out, guys. I mean, despite all the things we're talking about, I'm really intrigued by this story because he has really put his foot in the sand and said, this, I'm not budging. So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking to get up out of here. And the report I saw today said that the GM, the owner, I mean, everybody who is somebody has been to visit him and talk to him, and he ain't budging.
Yep.
So like I said, nobody said anything that even making him think about going back at this time.
Real quick, one word answer, yes or no. When week 1 starts, will Aaron Rodgers be the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers? Yes or no?
I'm saying no.
I'm saying yes.
I'm saying no.
Okay.
Yes.
Because what's his name was on there talking about today? Number 17. What's the wide receiver's name?
Oh, Adams.
Adams.
Yeah, Adams on there. They saying he ready to get up out of there too. He said, I'm telling you right now, if he's gone, that changes my whole perspective of this this extension that I was getting ready to sign and all that. Mm-hmm. I ain't trying to be here without Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. So y'all just need to consider that as part of me too, because he said, I'm not saying I'm going, but I ain't saying I'm staying either. So just let y'all know, put y'all on notice. So like I said, I mean, because that team and that franchise is totally different without Aaron Rodgers. All right, we're gonna moving right along. We're gonna talk about DK Metcalf. Everybody saw Metcalf run down Buda Baker, that time and ran him down from 100 yards away. So somebody had the bright idea, let's see what he could do out there in the Olympics. And guys, I mean, everybody's kind of joning on him because, he came in like last place or second to last or whatever. But the man ran like a 10-8, a 10-8-3 or something it was, I think.
10-3-8.
I'm sorry, 10-3-8?
10-3-7.
100, dude. I mean, who else can do that? I mean, this man looked good out there running.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm intrigued by the fact that he's as fast as he is, because really, I wouldn't have thought he would be able to keep up with him. Look, he's right in the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're pulling away from him at the end, but I mean, you're talking about those are world-class runners. I mean, these guys ain't out there running routes and getting their asses knocked off and all that other stuff. These guys spend 24/7 working on what you're seeing right now. And that man is up there in world class. And I mean, it's not like they left him down half the track.
Right.
I mean, he is like three doggone steps off the lead.
Right.
Jay, show him one more time. That's him over there in lane 2. And I mean, he is right up there with them, even ahead of some of them. They surge right at the end, like they're taught to do. And with some training and whatnot, dude, he'd be right there in the hunt.
It'd be a problem.
If that was a 50 meters,
I don't know.
He would have got the top 3 if that was the 50 meters.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, I'm very impressed by his speed, because I never would have thought that he would have even been that close. I thought he might have been 10 steps behind or something like that. Dude, he right there in the hunt. Everybody in that group ought to go over there and shake his hand and pat him on the back for that.
Let's not forget too, when you look at that video and all those other runners, there's not a guy that weighs 50 pounds within 50 pounds of what DK Metcalf is working with all the muscles and stuff that he's still got to lug behind while he's running too. So he's a lot heavier, running than some of those other guys that some of those guys may not be 200 pounds. So
exactly.
Let's consider that too.
I agree.
Exactly.
Here's my thing, and make sure you understand this. I mean, that's kind of inherent in what I'm saying, in that if they were to go to the weight room right now and do a bench press contest, who do you think is going to win? I mean, if they were to go outside and shoot some basketball, who do you think is going to win? I mean, bottom line is that those guys can't do nothing but run. I mean, that's what they do. They are 24/7. DK Metcalf has to work on his agility. He got to work on his strength. He got to work on his speed. I mean, he got a whole lot of stuff that he's got to do. That's him running down Buda Baker right there. Look at it. Made Buda Baker look like he was standing still. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy right there, the way he reined him in. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, dude, I think that everybody who saw that, who's a football player, all football players are even more terrified of DK Metcalf after seeing that. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because that's crazy how fast he is. And watch this. This man ran him down from this. And Buda Baker ain't ever going to be able to live this down for the rest of his life.
Nope.
Got walked down.
Man, he wasn't side by side. He came from the other side of the field.
Look at it. He made up his mind right then. He is not going to score.
Now, you know what the crazy part is? He had better running technique on that play than he did on the track.
He probably did.
Like, when you look at the track video, his arms are going side by side.
Yep, instead of going.
They teach you to go straight up.
Yep, and he was doing that when he was running. You're right, he did. He had great running form on that play.
And then the last thing they tell you when you train for track is you got to stay as low as possible for as long as possible and head into that burst that you got. It looked like he just stood up straight early, and that was his burst for about 50 or 60, like Travis said. If it was a 50 or 60 meter race, he probably would have came in a better position. Yeah. But only coming 0.5 from first place from a guy who's just trained how to get out the blocks before the race. Like, to me, that's amazing.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm totally impressed by the 100%. Fact that he was that close. Richard Hood is going on. What's Richard saying? Richard talking about he's all over Aaron Rodgers. He said Aaron Rodgers will not be at Green Bay. Let them run and tell them to catch a football and get potentially hit. You're right, Rick. None of them track guys want to play football. That's been tried and done. Ronaldo Nehemiah, y'all even know who I'm talking about. He was a track guy, tried to go out there and play football. They tried Carl Lewis going out there trying to play football. There are many track guys who tried to go out there and play football. I think Bob Hayes was the only one kind of who successfully did it. I mean, Ronaldo Nehemiah actually tried it. I think he played with San Francisco for a minute, if I'm not mistaken. And he played for a couple games, but he wasn't very good. So like I said, you're right, Rich. They can't do anything like that. I agree. All right, moving right along. The next story we got from the NFL is about Travis's best friend, who is going to be playing tight end, it looks like, down in Jacksonville, Mr. Tim Tebow. And I know that's your hero, Travis, so I'm going to let you go ahead and talk about Tim Tebow and how he's doing down there in Jacksonville. Go ahead, Travis.
Absolutely not my hero. No, I think this is fascinating.
Why? What's fascinating about it?
Bringing back, let's face facts, it's Jacksonville, right? He's going to sell 1.5 million jerseys, and they're going to make money off of this. So, and can he play? Probably not, but he's getting the opportunity. So good for him. Should other people and other former players have gotten an opportunity before him? Absolutely, but we're not going to get into that. I think we know who we're talking about because we've talked about that person on this show before. But for Jacksonville, it makes all the sense in the world. The only negative I'll say about Jacksonville bringing him in is that do you really need the extra attention when you just drafted Trevor Lawrence? So do you maybe want to let him kind of, have the spotlight? But then again, you could be taking a little bit of the spotlight off of Trevor Lawrence's rookie season, which could help him out. So I think there's pros and cons with it. Do I think it's going to work? Probably not. I don't think he's going to make the team because he's never played tight end before. So, and it wouldn't make sense for him to play Wildcat when you just drafted Trevor Lawrence. So you're telling me you're going to, use the number 1 pick on your future, quarterback and then take him out for Tim Tebow to throw a jump pass? That doesn't make any sense. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. Again, Urban Meyer, first year coming out of college, not last year coming out of college, but coming from college. So it'll be interesting to see what he does to use him and how he's get used.
Well, I'm confused, Travis, by some of your dialogue here, because you be flip flopping and jumping all over the place. First of all, Mo Goodson, what's happening, Mo? You said it's probably a publicity stunt. They're gonna sell all these jerseys and all that, and then you say,
"I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen."
Well, wait a minute. Then you said, "Is it gonna work or not?" Probably not. Is what gonna work? Because you said the whole reason for getting him is to sell T-shirt. So that's what you talking about gonna work?
No, like him actually being a quality tight end is what I'm saying.
Well, exactly. I mean, why would we even think that would possibly work when the man is a damn quarterback who ain't even going out for his damn position? I mean, if this were the case, if Tim Tebow had been a tight end before or had ever tried to play tight end before, this man ain't ever played tight end a day of his life. And now he's going out here trying to play tight end in the NFL where you actually have to also block people. I mean, it's not like, he was an offensive tackle, and so now he's trying out to be a tight end. He was a damn quarterback who, ran from contact. It's illegal to give him any contact in the NFL. And now all of a sudden, he's going to go out to being a tight end where you actually have to block people. I mean, dude, this is insane to me. Now, here's the thing about it is, Urban Meyer is a friend of his, former coach, this, that, and the other. Let's call it for what it is. It's the good old boy system, and he's friends with Urban Meyer, and Urban Meyer gave him a job. That's fine. A lot of other people like me believe that this is just a stepping stone for him to be a coach one day. And this will help him be a coach under Urban Meyer, kind of work his way through, learn the system, learn all that. Urban Meyer couldn't bring him on directly as a coach because, everybody and the brother would jump crazy about that because he'd never been a coach. So I guess he felt like it was a little bit more easier to do it this way and try to bring him in as a tight end. And I'm okay with everything I just said. What I'm not okay with is that it's being disguised as being like he's actually going to go out and try to be a tight end. Yeah. I would love for somebody in this chat, Richard Hood, somebody, tell me you actually think Tim Tebow could be a tight end in the NFL. The first pass rush they do where he has to try to block a certified killer that they're going to put on that edge, I mean, I guarantee you that will be done with Team Tebow trying to be somebody's tight end. I mean, that's insane to me. Irv, what you got?
Yeah, everything both of you guys are saying is how I feel. And the funny thing is they do have video out here when he was playing with the Jets as a tight end / fullback / shouldn't even been on the field type position. Where I think Mark Sanchez threw the football and he didn't even turn his head and the ball hit him right in the back of the helmet. So I don't know, man. Like for me, I wasn't happy with how fast the process went. But for a guy who hasn't stepped foot on the football field since Barack Obama was president, I think I have a problem with how fast the process went. And then you got to look at it. It's been a lot of guys that's coming out of college that play tight end that I feel is going to be a better tight end in football in the NFL than he would be. So you passed up on at least, let's see, the last 6 years, you passed up on at least about, 2,000 guys that came out of college. You got 120 schools for 6 years, about that number, over a guy who hasn't even played the position. Nah, I'm cool on that.
Right.
And,
well, my thing is, Irv, I'm sure there's a lot of unwritten rules, around the league that Urban Meyer is violating here and that he will continue to violate because he doesn't know them and he probably doesn't care to know them. And but I mean, that's Urban Meyer. I mean, he's very arrogant. Everybody knows that he's going to do things his way, the way he wants to do them. But I just think it's just a travesty, in my opinion. And I hate that it has to be down in Jacksonville where Trevor Lawrence is going to be. I'm very partial to Trevor Lawrence because of my history with him. But I just think it's terrible. I mean, I think this stinks for the NFL. This stinks for football. And I mean, I don't have anything against Tim Tebow. Every time I see him, I like him. He seems to be a positive guy and all that. I just think that he's turning more into a circus act than a football player. And I think he's been trying so hard to be a football player, and that's not what this is. And I don't like it at all. So I agree with you, Mo. It is insane. I definitely think it's insane. You and Richard both. So one more story we're gonna talk about real quick about the NFL. And I'm gonna let Travis take lead on this because Travis brought this story to our attention. Is about North Gwinnett's own Jawan James. Jawan James is an offensive lineman who grew up in Gwinnett County, came out the same year that Bradley Roby did. I was actually sitting in the green room with Bradley Roby on draft night, and Jawan James' name got called very early. I think he was like number 9. Y'all can look it up. I think he was like number 9 or something in the draft that year. So, it was very early that his name got called. Bradley's name didn't get called till 31, and Teddy Bridgewater didn't get called till 32. He was the last pick of the first round, was Teddy Bridgewater. So that tells you how much people thought of Jawan James. So at one time, he was a top-tier offensive lineman in the league. Travis, go ahead and take it from there.
Yeah, so Jawan James, offensive lineman, as you said, plays for the Denver Broncos, was doing some off-season, conditioning, off-season training, whatever, classification you want to call that. He was working out and tore his Achilles tendon. Tore his Achilles tendon, but unfortunately for him, it was not at the Broncos facility. It was not with a Broncos team, doctor. No team members were there. He was just on his own, probably with some personal trainer or working out, just, doing his normal stuff, tears his Achilles. And now, according to the NFLPA, how it's written, the Broncos do not have to pay him his contract, his base salary contract for the 2021-2022 season, which is $9.85 million. So now they haven't come out and said that they're not going to pay it and give it to Jawan James, but there's a lot of rumors going around that Denver doesn't want to pay this because they're going, hey, you got injured off our facility doing something that we didn't know about. we technically never gave you permission and or authorization to do. We don't have to pay you, and they don't have to according to the NFL Players Association. So there's a lot of current and former players coming out going, the Broncos better pay him his base salary, again, $9.85 million. This isn't like chump change, right? This is a lot of money. And it's going to be interesting to see, what happens with that in terms of, is he going to get paid? Is he not going to get paid?
Irv, what do you think about this situation?
Well, this is just another thing that they need to bring up in the Players Association when it's time to renew the contracts. So, I mean, honestly, it sucks. But deep down, it's like it's in your contract. But the downside is it hurts. It kind of hurts the league because it makes it seem like the only time you can do any type of training is with the team.
Exactly.
And you can't really say that because how many guys that's in the NFL right now got their own weight room at their house? How many guys in the NFL got their own swimming pool at their own house? Like, they have their own little forms of personal training that they can use without coming to the facility for that specific reason. And now you're basically telling these guys that anything that they do when they're not in the building, that is actually positive. We can take the money away from you. And before the team even made a decision, everybody's just throwing their words out. I don't know how the team is going to take it, but they got to think about this real strong before they make a decision.
Yeah, and also, again, in an era of COVID where, they're kind of being told, hey, let's not get together and let's not, do things together because we don't want, everything to spread. So, yeah, go work out on your own. But when you do, you get injured, you kind of get screwed a little bit.
Okay. Let me give you my take on this. And I'm going to be short and sweet. I'm going to be very sincere about this because this is that jackassness that goes on from time to time in the NFL. Who does not believe that man's offensive line coach was calling him saying, man, you need to get your fat ass out the house and be out there working and getting yourself ready because when we get back here, I'm going to be on your ass like stink on boo-boo. So you better make sure that you out working and getting something done and blah, 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 blah. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows them coaches were riding them, telling them to get out, find somewhere to train, find somewhere because we're going to be ahead of everybody else. We're in a doggone pandemic. This man is going out trying to get himself ready for whenever they get called back, which I'm sure he was directed to do. And now you're going to sit up here and sweat this man about, getting hurt? Yeah, let me tell you something. Injuries are a part of the game. There are guys out there in the NFL who get hurt every year riding motorcycles, playing basketball, snorkeling and shark fishing. I mean, all kind of crazy stuff you hear about these guys getting hurt from. Everybody seems to always get their money. This man is out training for the sport and for the job that he has, and now you're not going to pay him? That's insanity to me. I mean, for this to even be a story is absolutely ridiculous. Now, most guys who are making that kind of money got some kind of Lloyd's of London insurance policy, and I'm very surprised that he doesn't. Well, he's going to get his money anyway. I mean, most of the guys in the NFL who are making more than, $5 million a year especially are going to have them some type of insurance policy just in case something like this happens. Because at the end of the day, he could damn be walking through the house and step on his little boy's slinky and damn sprain his ankle or break his leg or whatever, and no more football over a doggone slinky. And so, I mean, anything could happen and that money could be gone. So I'm shocked if he doesn't have some type of Lloyd's of London or some kind of insurance policy like most of these guys do in case anything happens. So at the end of the day, shame on the Denver Broncos. Another reason for me to hate them and hate John Elway, because that's a damn shame if y'all aren't going to pay that man his money. So anyway, we're going to get off that, and we're going to change the subject here. We're done with NBA, NFL right now. We're going to move right along We're going to talk about the WNBA. The WNBA, I'm going to let Herb, look at he can't wait. I would, listen, I'm going to take my hat off to the WNBA. I wasn't a big believer when it first started. I didn't think they'd have a big following, things of that nature. I'm not sure they do have a real great following right now, but they are a very sound league. They've had several successful seasons. And me and Jason talked about this the other night. Of all the professional leagues that are out there, I think that their league is the strongest when it comes to issues. I mean, when those women decide they're going to get together and do something, like they're like, okay, we tell you what, we're not playing until Kelly Loeffler's ass is fired from being the owner of that team. We're not playing. So y'all do whatever y'all want to do because we're not playing. And all those women will get together and they will stick together. So my whole thing is I admire them if nothing else for that. They'll put a T-shirt on the men and say, dump Trump and don't care. I mean, they don't care what anybody says. If you tell them to take it off, they're not taking it off. That's the way they do their business. And I like them for that. Irv, tell me what you think about that.
100%. But the crazy thing is, and I know both of you guys really haven't been paying attention much, but going back to, I think as soon as 5 years ago, like they really weren't allowed to do this. Like the thing that I do like about the WNBA is they will fight the last tooth and nail to get every piece of support from anything and anyone that's going on at the particular time. Because I think when the Trayvon Martin thing, that I know that was longer than 5 years ago, but that was one of the main kickoffs to the women just putting their foot down for any type of situation that's going on. Because I remember a few ladies wore certain T-shirts supporting the Trayvon Martin side of the whole situation, and they got fined heavily for it. And with that sparked where every player stuck together, and they ended up changing a lot of the rules in the league on the fly to where they're allowed the women to support any type of thing that's going on at any time of the year, just as long as at least two teams was in full support of it. So, I mean, they have more power than anyone sees. But the most outrageous thing is the only thing that they don't have is money. So when it comes down to it, that's what everybody worries about, is the money side of everything.
Well, Herb, now help me understand this, because obviously there's a WNBA. Do they not get some NBA money? Do they not have backing from the NBA?
So they do have backing from the NBA, but it's basically a cushion more than anything else. So just so that the ladies won't implode and the league won't fall apart, it's more of a cushion. But, you know, the one thing that I do like about the NBA, and I want a lot of people that don't get a chance to watch the WNBA for whatever reason whatsoever, a lot of the guys in the NBA put a lot of money in support for the WNBA right now that you really just don't hear about. Like I know how Coach feels about Kyrie Irving, but the one thing that Kyrie Irving did last year was donate his entire salary from the last season to the WNBA so they were able to play during the wobble that they called it last year. But you won't hear that. Then you have a lot of other guys that are like getting $20-30 million a year, put $5 million in last year just for the concessions, the people that work at the stadiums to get paid that during the WNBA and the NBA games last year. So, you know, you got the guys that's actually putting their money where their mouth is to support these ladies, you know, sitting front row with these games. Like I remember I went to a couple of Mystics games the last time they were able to play. And you see a lot of these guys like John Wall, Bradley Beal, Martian Gortat, and all these guys that actually play for the Wizards sitting front row and enjoying the game with everybody. Like they're in full support. But like going back to that financial side, like the only thing is when it comes to a lot of the other non-popular teams, they're not getting any money. So it's like you get a good side and a bad side with everything. Okay.
Travis, what do you think?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't watch much WNBA. I watch more women's college basketball than I do women's, WNBA.
Why? Why?
I'll tell you why. The reason is, at least from what I see, women's college basketball is advertised more than WNBA. I don't even know when the WNBA starts. I don't even know when their games are. Right, like I think that may be part of the problems. I think they do a bad job of advertising.
100%.
I think they do a bad job of saying, "Hey, here's when our games are."
Let me ask you this, Travis.
Yes.
Let me ask you this: do they advertise as much as that damn soccer advertising? Shit, I don't ever hardly see shit for soccer, but yet you always know when it's going. It seems like your ass ain't looking for the WNBA, but you looking for that damn MLS.
I see soccer all the time.
Because you're looking for it.
But hold on. Soccer is on, this past week, soccer was on Fox Sports 1, Fox, ESPN, and ABC. It was on 4 different networks this weekend alone.
Like, what I'm saying is because you're looking for it. I see the WNBA. I see the WNBA on several networks sometimes. Yeah. Several different networks. Am I right, Earl?
They got ESPN, they got ABC, they got NBA TV, they got Twitter, they got Amazon Prime.
They're all over the place.
They even on the internet now. Like they even got their own app that you can look. But I do have to kind of sort of agree with Travis though. The advertisement is not spot on. So they've been pushing so many things with the WNBA, but the one thing that they haven't said is the season begins May 14th. Oh my goodness! Speaking of WNBA, the season starts May 14th, so it starts this week. But nobody, where's the push for it?
Didn't know, never knew that.
So
my point is that I'm sure people who are fans of the WNBA know it starts this week. I mean, that's my point. Is if you're a fan of a sport, you know what's going on in that sport. So the bottom line is that you would have to, make a conscious effort to be a fan of the sport. So you would Google and say, when does the WNBA season start for 2021? And it says May 14th, you jackass. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, how hard is that? I mean, that's what I'm saying is you have to kind of make an attempt to do it. I bet your ass knows when damn the season's gonna start for college basketball. I bet you would take time to Google that.
Yeah, like I said, I watch college, women's college basketball. I also think some of it has to do with, and you brought up MLS, so I'll use that as an example. At least here in Atlanta, right? The Atlanta United team in the MLS is actually a winning team. I don't think the Atlanta Dream wins a lot. So I think that Atlanta United gets more coverage, and so they're seen more. If the Atlanta Dream, I think is the local team here, if they were a competitive, had won the WNBA title, I think we would hear more about it. But I think that's more of a regional, localized thing here in Atlanta compared to other, other cities around, the country.
Perhaps don't talk to me about no local shit, because at the end of the day, the Atlanta Falcons ain't worth a damn.
I saw it coming.
Your ass is a damn Cincinnati Bengal fan anyway. So don't talk to me about no damn being a homer. And just because you ain't a homer and that the home team, I don't want to hear that bullshit, Travis. If you don't like women and you don't want to watch women basketball, just go ahead and say. Just go ahead and say, hey, I ain't trying to see no broads out there playing basketball. But I'm telling you right now, every time I watch a game, I'm impressed. I mean, I actually like to see women who can play basketball of that caliber. When I used to own the factory, we had a lady in there who played overseas, and she tried out several times for the WNBA and whatnot. And this girl, I mean, the bottom line is that if you did not know that was a girl out there, this girl was unbelievable. I mean, this girl could play with any guy. I mean, she was the bomb. And I'm talking about shooting jumpers and talking about your mama while she's doing it. I mean, she was incredible. I mean, she was a shooter If you went out on her, she'd drive right past. She couldn't dunk, and there's not a whole lot of women who can dunk. But like I said, at the end of the day, that one was one of the best basketball players I've ever seen in my life. And I mean, she would miss a jumper, falling back from the corner, fading back down to the floor, body about to hit the ground before she shot it. And she would miss and be totally pissed off that she missed. I'm like, how you even expect that to go in? You know? I mean, she was that caliber of a player. And so I appreciate those women for what they do. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and tell you I race, but whenever a game is on, I'm definitely going to get about 10 minutes worth of watching. But I mean, I can say that about the Cincinnati Bengals playing the damn Cleveland Browns. I ain't going to watch too much of that shit either. So, I mean, bottom line is, or Lamar Jackson's team playing somebody, I ain't going to watch too much of that either. So I'm just telling you, that's just me. But when I do see a WNBA game, I'm intrigued by it. I'm telling you that right now. And depending upon who's playing, I might sit down and watch a little bit of it. So what can we do, Irv, to make that sport better and more put it more appetizing on the palate of people in the United States?
So the crazy thing is, and I had to think about this for a little bit, for a lot of the people that's about 25 and up, I don't think there's a way to change it that would make the players happy. To me, I think the easiest way to make it more popular is to push it more towards the youth than the adults.
Interesting.
Because for me, growing up playing basketball, like when I watch it, I'm watching what I learned, the fundamentals aspects of the game, how to find the proper shot, how to correctly play defense. Like I find that more watching the women than I do the guys, but the guys have way more excitement. So that's where that push comes. And you're not going to get a lot of excitement from the women's game like you would in the men's game. But it's crazy. And yeah, mom used to play, so you know that's where I learned my game from. Until I started dunking, and then she didn't want to touch the basketball no more. But anyway, that's a long story. But like I hear a lot of people saying, let's lower the rim so they can dunk more, and change the. That's not going to make it. That's not basketball.
That's not basketball.
And the crazy thing is, when I hear certain things like that, I'm like, well, you know, they're not doing that so Muggsy Bogues can touch the rim. They're not doing that so Steph Curry can do all these crazy dunks. Well, like you're watching Steph Curry because he's doing some outrageous things, and I can name 4 women in the WNBA right now that can easily do a lot of the things that he does, but because they're more team aspected, they're more team aspect players. You won't see it as often as you should, and that's part of the entertainment wise that I think takes away from a lot of the older guys from watching the sport.
Real quick, a little birdie just said that your mom was a hell of a basketball player. Would she be up for lowering the goals so that they could dunk?
Hell no. like that's insulting to a lot of the women when they hear stuff like that. But my mom had a good career in Maryland and then played her professional years. She was actually in one of the first women's professional leagues. But same situation as this. The money wasn't there, so they had to cancel the league out. She had her overseas career and everything, but yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like if you come to these women and say, you know what, let's do this and change the league. Not even thinking, the women just gonna look at you like, so you want us to do that in your game too?
Exactly.
Like,
I'm not mad at you,
but that's how they think. Yeah?
I really think it comes down to advertising. Like if you look, again, I hate to bring it back to soccer, but look, women's soccer, right? Like women's soccer gets a lot of attention, but I think a lot of that has to do with, one, the national team has been good and has been good for the last 20 years and up-team World Cups and, gold medals and this, that, and the other. But I can name you 3 women soccer players right now that have national sponsorship and have commercials right now. Like when you turn on the TV, you're going to see them on TV. I can't name you one WNBA, player that has a national commercial. So I think it just needs to be more in the marketing thing.
Well, we got to move on because we only got a little bit of time left. So I got about 3 more things I want to talk about. number one, I want to talk about J. Cole. J. Cole is supposed to be playing basketball for, I think, a team in Africa or something like that. Travis, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't even know who J. Cole is next.
Oh, my God. I thank you, Travis, for your honesty. What you think?
He's playing for Team Rwanda out in Africa in the African version of the NBA. So, you know, publicity wise, I do like it because there's a lot of guys who listen to that rap music. He has an album coming out Friday, so if you guys are looking out for that. But and he actually does play basketball in the off season with a lot of the guys that play basketball in the NBA, as Jason has pulled up. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. He's only playing 3 to 5 games from what I heard, but yeah, like it's good publicity for a league that is just starting out.
Okay, here's my thing about it. Listen, I know there's a lot of guys out there that can play ball. I mean, Wayman Tisdale, I know Jason said, name some other guys who are singers or musicians or whatever. For those of you guys who don't know, Wayman Tisdale is one of the best basketball players in his era, college basketball anyway. I think he played in Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken. I know he played somewhere in the Big 12. And he's one of the best musicians in the world. I mean, he plays the guitar, and he's off the chain. Yeah. And I guarantee you, Tisdale go out there and give anybody something. Because Tisdale, he was a Charles Barkley type, and he could really play basketball. So I know we talked about in the chat today, name some other guys out there who are musicians who can actually ball, and that would be one for sure for me. And they say that Eddie Murphy always tells the story about going to Prince's house.
Yeah.
And our Prince lit him up. Lit his team up playing basketball out there one night with his boots on.
Listen, Prince was a problem. Everybody, and it wasn't just Eddie Murphy. It was a lot of guys that were saying Prince was a problem.
I hear Jason showing you some celebs in now, like Gucci Mane right here.
Oh my goodness.
That's at the prison just outside of Atlanta.
That's at the 7th Street rep. The Northside YMCA.
Yeah. I don't know who was able to get this footage with Gucci being out of jail.
Amazing pass from the guy in the North Carolina Jordan jacket.
So, but anyway, who are some others? Who are some others that you know of, or musicians and whatnot who can ball?
One of my favorites, and I've seen him multiple times, was Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight could actually hoop back in the day. Really? I don't know about now, but because he's up in his 50s. But yeah, right. Brian McKnight used to be able to ball, man.
I hear you. I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard of too many folks like that, and I know there's some like actors and comedians and all that other stuff, who can do some things. But I don't know. I look at Snoop. Snoop had that was a good little pause and go right there.
And it's another rapper that grew up in this area. I know you guys definitely don't know, but if you look up Dave East was one of the what we call all Met players out of this area around the time when Kevin Durant and everybody was coming out of this area. He would average about 30-40 a game. He was slated to go, I want to say, West Virginia before some personal issues came up. But
no kidding.
Yeah, he was a problem.
Yeah, Snoop looked like he got a little game in him. I didn't know Snoop had that in him.
Yeah, he ain't smoked that day.
Yeah, I guess. Or maybe he did smoke that day.
Okay, maybe he did. Yeah, you're right.
Them guys can't do that unless they smoke. I mean, that gets all the creative juices and everything flowing once they get that smoke in. So, all right, we're going to close the show. We got 1 minute left. Give me your ideas on what would draw me to the MLS. Travis, you go first.
Lots of reasons. Fantastic goals now. What was going to draw you to the MLS?
Yeah.
Giving away free tickets and giving you money. And, I don't know. I couldn't tell you one thing because you made it perfectly clear that you're not watching. So, yeah, other than maybe giving you free money and, you get to sit, 5 inches away from the field. I don't know.
Good seats. Okay. Yeah. That's your 3.
Yeah.
Irv, what you got? Irv, give me your 3.
Let's see. It involves a blindfold, a van, and a gun. That's the only way that we can get you the guns. I can't think of no other 3 ways that we could get you out there. I sat down and thought about that. I was like, listen, unless they blindfold him, tell him it was a gift at the end. Hit him in the back. Hit him in the back of a van and put a gun to his head. That's the only way we can get you to a game.
All right, I need to get Jason. I need Jay to come on back in. Come on back in here, Jay. I need it. Jason, what are your 3?
So first, I feel like they got an offer to make you the commissioner. The second thing they got to happen at that point is that they got to offer you a plentiful amount of women that will just surround you at all times. And then the third thing of it will be that you will literally be able to fire any owner at any moment that you want. They would have to give you that kind of power. It would be the only way that you will watch the MLS.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I'm going to tell you what's really, it's sad a little bit to me, but it's also a beautiful thing in that Jason knows me as well as he does. Because if y'all want to get all 3 of them, bring that contract to me. Let me sign.
God.
Because I'll be all up in there. I'm going to tell you that right now. Jason hit it on the head. Boy, give me them things Jason just said and see if I don't sign that contract. That was beautiful, Jason. I appreciate that, Miss. Oh, hey, Joe Madden. How you doing, Joe Madden? Listen, folks, it's time for us to get out of here. Sunday, we will be at 5:00 p.m. at the movie tavern, Horizon Movie Tavern. Your tickets will be paid for. We're going to buy 2 drinks for everybody. We'll give you 2 little tickets and whatnot so everybody can have a drink before and a drink after the movie. And if you want to have drinks in the movie, then you have to talk to Travis. I think Travis said he was buying drinks for
I got a kid on the way. I gotta.
But we're going to have a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to having everybody come out. Joe Madden, we'd love for you to be there. Come on down from Canada and join us. Guys, this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this week. We're going to have a lot of fun this week. We're going to do on Sunday night, we're going to do the movie. We're going to go see Wrath of Man, I think is the name of the movie. So we're going to go see that Sunday night. Then, or at 5:00 on Sunday. Then Wednesday night, we got a spin class we're going to do. Then we're going to have a party over my house being catered by my very good friend, who is one of the absolutely best cooks I've ever met in my life. So y'all are going to have a real treat there. So plan on all those things. I look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you, Joe Madden, for tuning in. Thank you, Annette Hood. Thank you, Richard Hood. We will see you guys Sunday night, this coming Sunday now, at 5:00 p.m., Horizon Movie Tavern. Thank you, Irv, for being here. Travis, Big J, as always, thank you, Jason, for all the stuff that you do. And let me say good night to my mother. Guys, I had a great Mother's Day with my mother. And so I want to say good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip.
Thank you all for watching. See you all next week.